Just checking my shit right now. We're gonna be climbing the goal today. Yeah. My friends are all just saying what's up. What? Alright. Normally the eye emojis is like, yo, I'm watching you, checking you out, whatever. Like, elaborate. You don't understand that? This is what it is. Yeah. I'm not explaining myself. Just know that you get sent eyes after you're very vague. It's kind of like, what's up? I did everything I could, you know? Alright. If you don't know, this is fine. Just whatever. Oh, what the poop? I thought I had my shit set up. It should be. Oh, yeah. Always with the bug. Acceptance. Oops, something went wrong. I agree. Something went wrong. Yeah. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm just not there where Riot wants me to be. I'm better where I should be. We're climbing the gold today right now, and we got Hooters boneless chicken wings. Delicious. It's good. It's good as fuck. But y'all are awesome. All you guys are awesome. Yeah. You're awesome. Everything's awesome. And maybe I should play a song. TC. No, TV.
Sad you can't flashlight hack traps anymore.
Everything is awesome.
We're still here. Hello. Hi. Still here. Still vibing.
Question.
Hello. Hi. Still here.
Listen. Alright, I'm logging in my shit. Question. If you wanted to get to a higher rank in one game, and it was important to you, would you be playing other games? And I'm not a stickler. But game respect game, right? Game respect game. I'm gonna let these ads play out because I don't know what the fuck is going on. Some T-Mobile bullshit, some iPhone bullshit, and some Domino's bullshit. I don't got nothing against them, but it's bullshit right now. I'm trying to watch and make my point. These motherfuckers advertising, right? If I'm trying to get to gold, what do you guys want to watch me play? Mostly, not all the time, right? And I'm gonna make my money bet on it, right? I put money on it. With that money, be appreciated. If I lost that shit and I really needed it, would the bet mean something? If I needed it, it would mean something. If I didn't, it wouldn't. Right. What am I trying to say? If I'm focusing on League and I'm trying to win and beat that shit, I really truly mean I'm trying to get to the next stage, which I am. I'm as dedicated as they come. Fuck you if you don't think I'm not. Why the fuck would I start a new stream doing whatever the fuck this is? Homies half naked, full naked, fighting a dragon for what? How does this get you to silver? I don't know. If I was trying to get to silver, I wouldn't be fighting naked. That's just me. That's me. Okay? Let me go to my shit. Everything is awesome. If I was trying to get to gold, what I would be doing would be playing my game the way I like to play. How I want to play. When I want to play. In the lane that I'm best at. Which is the top lane. Oh, okay. Identity for me. I play Kale. I play Mundo. And I play Timo. Top lane. I dabble in Mordekaiser. I dabble with off picks. But what I do not dabble with is winning. I'm always trying to win. Where the fuck am I right now? Holy shit. We have a Timo ban, which means they don't like distance. We have a Malphite ban, which means we don't like armor build-up. I am last pick for sure. So I am the X factor for my team. We have a Shaco Jungle to start. They could probably be thinking that he is support. But nobody knows. One more win. We're back to silver 1. So what's up? Trindamir. Our counter for Trindamir is fuck you. I don't really know who you're playing against. Why would I let you do last pick? No. That could be their jungle. Or their ADC or their mid laner, you don't even know. Or the Bane top. Timo counts both, and Timo is banned. So, the doctor is in, and we're going to be listening to Alanis. Alonis. Mundo. He was a challenger, Mundo. Yeah, bad, I think. This one. Push, 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 push. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome.
Those are champions that are going to be scaling linear with you or even beating you in side lane, and most champions on skill, fine for Mundo or easiest, you just outskill and you're going to be fine. And yes, is Mundo going to outskill Nessa or kill?
In the mare.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do. So yeah, this is my general matchup overview. And then we're going to dive into some matchups and some mid-game examples going forward. Right, guys, let's deep dive into the first matchup right here, which is the Mundo Jax matchup. The first thing that I always do when I'm loading into the game, where I'm in the game like here, is checking the setup that our opponent is playing. See, we're playing against Jax, but he could have different setups. He could be playing with Flash Teleport, he should start and going with Grasp Inspiration,
Flash
or
Teleport.
he could be playing like this instance with Flash Ignite, Lethal Tempo, and a Doran's Blade. Same champion, different setup, and he's going to be playing differently around the setup as well. He has Teleport and D-Shoot. It's a bit more passive, short trade and sustaining. If he's playing Flash Ignite with Lethal Tempo, right, he's going to be playing to try and go a lot more aggressive. So we also have to be wary with that, and that also allows us to make better plans heading into this matchup. As we said it earlier, Jax is a stronger level 1 champion than I am. And the main thing that I want to look out for, especially when I play against a champion that's super strong level 1, when he puts his entire setup towards that as well, is to not get zoned on the first 3 minions worth of EXP. That is going to be my first goal playing in a matchup like this. What I do to circumvent that is I'm going to, of course, stack my Q. I'm doing some random laughing emoji, very important. But my goal is to make sure that Jax doesn't get control of this bush. Because if the minions are going to meet in a neutral position right here, and he's standing in this bush, right, it's going to be very tricky for me to walk forward because he can just basically block me by standing in my face, and I cannot stat check him. He beats me in the extended fights. So what I have to do instead is gain early access to this bush, and then what you'll see me do is I'm going to use my first ward in this bush. This ward does 2 things. Of course, it spots the Jax, and I'm able to keep my distance, but it does leave me potentially vulnerable to any early jungle ganks. However, remember, our goal is to lose priority. So if my goal is to lose priority anyways, I don't need this gank to spot out potential jungle ganks because I'm just looking to get pushed in, meaning I don't need to spot where the jungler's at. Unless they're going to be diving me, but I mean, what is a vision gonna help you once you're getting dove anyways, right? So we don't necessarily need to use this early game ward to try and spot the jungle gank. I just make sure that I'm not gonna be able to get cheesed, and by putting this ward down like here, I don't give Jax a way to walk into this push. I can now use my Q to play at distance, and of course I always have my passive to keep him at bay as well. Now, I'm gonna pause the frame here and explain one of the main concepts that we want to do in any Mundo laning phase, not just the Jax matchup, but it's important that we put heavy emphasis on this, because this is also the first matchup that we're gonna be covering. When trying to play even as Mundo, it's important that we of course try and farm well. Last hitting is our main goal. But I want to talk about the reference point in the laning phase as well. When are we, generally speaking, going to be in a fine position compared to when are we, generally speaking, going to be vulnerable? So, in other words, if the wave is pushing towards us, are we happy? Yes, because we're not forced to walk up for last hits. The wave is coming towards us, we can just chill and be in a good position. However, after the wave crashes into my turret, it is naturally always going to be bouncing away from us. And those are going to be the moments where we will be vulnerable because we're going to be forced to walk up for last hits, which means that the Jax can set up trades against us. We could potentially get ganked. And so we always want to make sure, in terms of mentality, that we're healthy enough, we're strong enough to play out the bounce scenarios. Bounces are going to be the most tricky thing to navigate in any Mundo matchup. Even though our goal is to try and get pushed in the early game, we want to do it in a way where we're not making the matchup too volatile, because we want to always be able to play out the bounce. When we see that our jungler is pathing to bot in the early game, that also means that our jungler most likely is not going to be present on the first bounce, because depending on the crash that he does, the wave is eventually going to bounce, and my jungler, of course, is pathing to bot. So I just always want to keep that in the back of our minds, but past that, right, we landed 2 Qs before the laning phase started. Beautiful, that's one of the biggest strengths that Mundo has, is his Q range, right? Even though he's a level 1 champion, you hit your Qs and your auto decks, you can still definitely look for trades. So, now my goal is to just try and get pushed in a manner where I'm not setting up any traits, and I'm just looking to mostly Q the last hits, and if he is with the space, like he's not sitting on top of them, I could also look to auto. Right, so here I'm trying to see if I could look for auto attack, but he cautious very aggressively, so I'm mostly just looking for Qs instead. Now, here, one could argue that I'm faker, another could argue that I got lucky. Not gonna lie, he went for last hits, I went for last hit, and I killed him so I get slowed, so he didn't pop my passive. Beautiful, we still keep our passive. Crucially though, he has priority, and so he's gonna hit level 2, and I'm all the way, like, I'm just gonna step all the way backwards and just, you know, look to farm this last hits with my Qs. I hit another good Q there. As you guys can see, I'm making sure this matchup isn't volatile and I'm not losing too much health. Keep in mind, if you Q a minion, you get half the HP back. If you Q him, you get all the HP back. And here is the first and big thing that I'm going to be doing to delay the bad positions that we want to avoid. If the wave crashes into my turret, it is going to force a bounce position. However, what we can do is try to keep the wave in what I refer to as, say, the happy spot in the laning phase. If we're playing here as Winnow, we're always happy. Because we're close to our turret, ensuring that we're not that easy to get traded on, especially by a melee character. Range champion can still harass us here. But what this also does is it doesn't make us gankable to any positional gank, right? So we can't get ganked here, we can farm for free, and it's hard to trade up to us. So I see now that the third wave here is approaching, and instead of just letting this crash all the way, I'm going to try and at least keep these ranged minions outside of the turret. So you see here, I'm taking a little bit of minion aggro, but what this does now is instead of these minions crashing into my turret, it keeps it out of the turret range, so that the Jax now has to farm the third wave close to my turret, but I can also farm free, right? This is the first step that I do this, and I do this in so many Winnow games when I'm getting pushed in the early game. And this is a really big trick to utilize, because as you guys can see, this Jax is absolutely unable to trade onto me, and I can farm any minion for free. And I don't only do this once, I'm gonna do this multiple times. And see that wave number 4 is still relatively far away. So if I take over the aggro from these minions, it can cost me quite a bit of health. So I have to be crucial, I have to be aware of that. However, if I can just tank a means for a short duration, it can help me to play in a better position for a longer time. So again here, I'm willing to take these 3 casters, and it's gonna cost me a little bit of the HP, but it's gonna make sure that now for the 4th wave, my minion wave number 4 is going to meet here, but also his minion wave number 4 is going to meet here, which allows me to then farm the wave in a very comfortable manner. And even though we're playing against a Flash Ignite D-Blade Jax, I've been able to go like full even in this matchup. You see me use a potion here relatively early on, and that is because I understand very well that even though the wave is going to meet here, it is naturally going to bounce. The reason that it's going to bounce is because right now, my minions are only walking this line, so we're drawing lines on the map. We're here right now. My minions from base have to take this distance, and his minions have to take this distance, right? And you see it's significantly longer. So every additional minion wave that's going to come out now is always going to be faster. My reinforcements are faster. Actually, the wave is going to push away from me. In terms of level timers and fundamentals, I'm going to pause the frame for a second here. Do you know when you're going to hit your level 4 on the dot? It's going to be the first 3 melees, a minion, and 1 caster. It's important to note because right now, 2 things happen. Right? Because the wave is here, I'm actually able to get access to this wave state first, allowing me to potentially play for my level 4, which would make playing out the bounce significantly easier. Second thing is, we verify that Viego is actually bot side, so playing the bounce here is still going to be easier, and of course it's a Viego stop tag here. So my main priority right now is going to be to try and play for my level 4, because I'm not looking to kill this Jax. My only job right now, is to try and get this bounce into the turret. If we get this to crash into his turret, we're gonna be super happy because he's playing with Flash Ignite, so the wave is gonna be in his turret. I can just recall and I can brace teleport back. I will have item advantage, and then I'm actually going to be in a good spot. But if I die whilst the wave is pushing towards him, right, I'm gonna be forced to look to walk off for trades here and potentially fight him. So I just wanna not really look to fight him at all costs. I just want to try and guarantee that I can get this wave to crash into the turret. That is my number 1 goal. Okay, so I'm gonna E this minion right here and get it AoE'd, because the faster I get this minion wave lower, right, I clear his wave, I get my level 4, and I also keep a bigger minion wave for myself. Here, I know that I will hit my level 4, and he needs to kill this enemy before he gets his level 4. So every level up is, give or take, 600 gold worth of stats. So if he wants to fight me now is where I'm willing to fight. And take a look back here, we're gonna first let it run out, and then we're pretty much going to analyze this all-in right here from start to finish. Now, he decides to all-in me here, and he fails miserably, and he dies. But why was this fight even so good for me, and why did it look so easy? Well, first things first, as we talked about, we hit level 4. Now take a look at my HP. I'm 970 HP right here, but when I level up, I'm gonna have 1070, right? And in terms of my AD, you can see it, but my AD will increase, my armor will increase, and I have 2 points in my Q, right? So I'm stronger than him here because I just have better stats. What's also really important to highlight here is that my W is up and my passive is up. Now take a look at how I use it both. He jumps onto me here with Q, and so I wait a little bit, and then once he's gonna auto W me, that's when I time my W. So you see now, he used his burst combo in auto W to proc his lethal tempo, and of course is the biggest burst combo that Jax would do, and I'm keeping my W active for his E damage too, and then whilst I'm still in melee range, I recast it. I used my W for his burst and recasted it, and I now of course have my grasp, I have my Q, I have my biscuits, I have the minion advantage, everything is in my favor. So now it's a matter of auto Q, and the rest is history. He's a level down, and I, took his full burst combo. That is why we won this so convincingly. Now, of course, the rest is here very simple. If the Jax decided to not fight, all I would have done is just hard push this wave and get it to crash. But by using our W like this, and of course having our passive, it was very easy to win this one. And we're going to be able to set up our reset. Usually I wouldn't go for this plate because it loses me tempo, but I have 1100 gold, and if I can get this plate, I will have 1200 gold, or 1300 gold even. And what would you buy at 1300 gold? Think for yourself. Ruby Crystal and the Giant Spell. Very simple, right? You always want to try and get as many Ruby Crystals, and if you can get a Giant Spell and stuff, that is even better. What is happening with the wave in top lane is pushing back to me. As a result, I even see that the next minion wave walked into his turret. I'm going to be walking back here. And this is my general rule of thumb also with teleport usage on window. See, when the wave is pushing towards you, you're not forced to walk up for last hits. Simple as that. So if the wave is bouncing back to me, I generally speaking won't TP back unless I'm going to lose out on a lot of resources. And I want to try and keep my teleport for the positions where I'm not going to be able to play out the bounce scenarios. Let's say in the early game here, I wouldn't have been able to play out the bounce. I simply need my teleport to base and teleport back so that I can contest the bounce again. Those are the scenarios where I'll actually keep my teleport for. So now we're just going to walk back to lane. Very standard, the wave is pushing back into me, and we're just looking to try and collect. And again, I'm going to do the same thing that I was trying to do earlier, which is keep the wave in the happy spot position, right? So you see these reference points I'm talking about by making sure the wave is pushing towards me, trying to play out the bounces, and then, if possible, hold the wave in a happy spot. Cycling these things allows me to just play for free. And then eventually, I want to try and, of course, stay high HP, as high HP as possible, so I can play out the bounce. Here I'm scared that the Jax is moving, and my Sinzao is also invading the Raptors. So if I verify his move, I might look to hard push, but Jax ends up coming back top. Now, as we also said, once I have some more HP, I'm going to be able to trade with him. My W time was a little bit off, but as you guys can see here, I'm able to fight for extended periods now, because of course I have 1300 golden items I got the earlier kill. He doesn't have Ignite, but at the W here, I again use it on his auto W to insta recast it. My passive will block his E-stun, and because I now have multiple points in my queue, I'm able to keep the skirmish going as well. After this right here, we landed a few Qs. I'm waiting for my grass proc, I'm waiting for my Q to reset. Now I'm going to try and just chase this guy, hit my Q. Close your eyes, I know what's gonna happen. I miss this Q, and then it happens, okay? It will happen to me, it will happen to you guys as well. What's crucial though, is that I am going to be able to still get this wave to crash. So, as I always want to try and do, I want to put the wave in a position where my E is gonna hit all of them. So I angle myself like this, auto E the mean, so it hits all of them. Pass it to the right, and we get the wave to crash, which leads into a plate as well. And now I'm going to be able to set up a reset, and the wave is pushing back to me in a beautiful manner too. Even though we end up losing the kill window, we got our main reference point, which is getting the wave to crash. And here I end up going for... I go Ruby Crystal and Regif Beat, which I think is fine. I could also do a Giant Spell. I don't think it makes the biggest difference here. I just want to eco towards my warm-ups, of course, as fast as possible. Or the main reference point that we're still looking for is to always get the wave to crash into his turret. And I teleport here. And the reason I teleport is because I see Viego bot, Sin's out top side, and a level 6 to level 5. So even though the wave is pushing towards me right now, I feel strong enough that I can actually contest this bounce instead of just letting him push in. Because my jungler is on my side, and I'm level 6 to level 5. So that's why you see I'm actually going to contest the wave here instead of just letting it push into me, because I am realistically stronger. And if I'm able to crash the wave into his turret, I can potentially play for plates, right? Or I can just get to push it in. And so now after the second recall, because of the item lead that I've gotten and the level lead, I'm actually now able to play for priority for the first time in the laning phase. Instead of just continuously letting myself get pushed in, I'm now contesting him, which is always good, right? Because if I get to dictate whenever I recall, then we're always going to be in a spot. Now, level 7, I'm always trying to find angles with my E on the minions, and after 3 points in Q, we're going to start maxing our E as well. This is important. You want to try and time throwing your Qs when he's guaranteed going to go for last hit, right? Now, he's going to try and all-in me here. I'm completely fine with that. I'm level 7, level 6, so I don't feel too scared. And yeah, we just take a small trade, and we're completely fine. As is. Okay, he's looking for one position to try and roam, and when we're level 7, it's as simple. Level 8, you can one-shot the casters with EW. Level 7, you just E them like this, and then you auto-deck all of them, right? If you see, starting at level 7, right, it becomes easier for us to try and control these wave states, and I just push the wave, he looped the wave for 1 second, and I want to try and instant set up a reset, because I have not rolled for another Giant Spell. And again, looks like I decided to end up canceling my recall here, and I do believe in hindsight this one is going to cost me. So Jax has to worry about health and mana here, so even if I were to look for any equal health traits, I'll be completely satisfied with that. because if he loses health and mana and I only lose health, I should be in a fine spot, right? Because if we do that once or twice, I'll always win out. Now take a look at this position right here too. The next minion wave is approaching, and I very fast, because people are always going to be standing behind their minions when a new wave approaches, because they're always looking out for your Q, right? So what you can do is just Q auto E the minion, and boom, you get a free little bit of poke, and of course priority on the wave again. I believe here what's going to happen is I'm trying to set up my reset yet again, and potentially trade with him, but we're going to end up getting ganked by the Nami, which I didn't account for. Some things go happen, and well, we end up dying. That's pretty much it, but we're still 2 plates up, we're still a solo kill up. He gets to share the XP here, and it's a small setback, but not too much. Now past the laning phase, it's mostly just going to be neutralizing and everything we talked about earlier. I want to push out the wave and make sure it bounces back into me. If I can contest the wave, I will. I look to poke with my Q when he goes for last hits, and that's really it. Most of the remainder of this laning phase now is very standard, right? It's just a matter of bouncing waves and trying to speed up my progression towards the Warbox armor. When the wave is neutral, my flash is on cooldown, my E is on cooldown. I don't want to look for massively extended trades, so small trade like this is what I'm satisfied with, and I cannot expand it past that because I also don't have my ult and I don't have my flash, right? So I should definitely be a little bit respectful, and well, I'm just putting the wave in this position as we've been doing earlier, right? These same reference points that we talked about earlier, I just want to keep the wave state right here, and all I'm realistically trying to do is get to my warm-up as fast as possible. So we're just training some waves. Eventually, right, my Talia, the Talia ends up ganking. He just sets up his recall, I set up my recall, and I'm gonna go. So here, I believe it was better for me to just buy the warm-ups because you still get some HP on completion, sit on 1 rupee. And now my goal is to try and play for 1 more Ruby Crystal or the full Giant's Belt, and then use my up-and-coming teleport to get to the full warm-ups. Past this, we're mostly just training wave states until I get to my warm-ups. I get the second Ruby, I base TP back, and now of course my gameplay completely switches because now I'm able to trade as much as I want. And so long as I don't have to all in and use, say, my ult and or flash, I can just trade with him like this. He loses half his HP, I lose half my HP, I walk away, take the fun call, and I go back to full HP, and there's pretty much no counter. Right here is where we can get to start.
I can't keep track of all my subscriptions, but my BFF Experian can, and could help me easily cancel the ones I don't need. Get the Experian app now. Experian.
Pushing. My CS has been consistent, my early game was very consistent, and this all spans from both early game position, where we got in the bounces a few times. Crucial reference point as well, once you're level 10 with warm-ups, and you, level 10 with Window, and you have your warm-ups, when you E a melee minion and align it with the casters, you'll actually one-shot the casters. This is also why we do 3 points Q, 5 points E. Level 10, you one-shot those casters unless you are very far behind. Right, so now my wave clear is absolutely obscene, and I can just trade as much as I want and as aggressive as I want. So long as he can't all in me, I can just walk to his turret, take a plate, and there's pretty much no counterplay because I have my passive for his E. I believe here, I was scared that he might get the extended fight, so I actually have to ult once, right? And I will have to flash, but he has now used his ult, he has used his ignite, he has no health, like he has a little bit of health and mana left. So we're just gonna wait for our warm-ups to come back, and well, the rest is history. He can't really play the game, and as a result, we end up getting the full turret before the plates drop. We are both 1 kill, we got a solo kill in the early game. Crucially, we got 5 plated turrets, and we did end up getting a big CS lead as well. So, to really summarize everything in this matchup, most important thing is to lose graciously in early game and try to always get the wave in the happy spot position. We're playing here, we're not vulnerable, and it's super hard to both trade into us or loot to gank us. Then, the W timing is super important when the Jax jumps on top of you, and our main mentality is to always try and get first aggression to his turrets, so that it bounces back and we can steal for free. There you go. That is the first matchup right there. Let's do a mid-game breakdown and understand more clearly what Mundo's priorities are going to be when heading towards the mid to late and how he wants to pilot the map in general. Remember, we're the vegan top laner. Our main goal when playing Mundo is to try and get to level 16. We're not necessarily a skirmish-heavy champion. We want to try and get high resource income through gold and XP, and playing for turrets is one of the best ways for us to get ahead in any game state. Now, and what's important to understand is that we've just taken down the top tier 1 turret, we've pushed out the wave in top lane, giving us tempo to now try and move around the map, and my main goal is to try and get a high natural resource income. What do I mean with this? That means that I want to try and get a high number of CS, high number of XP, and I want to try and prioritize turrets and jungle camps whenever I can as well. In terms of order, what I'm looking out for is going to be side waves into turrets. If no turrets, then jungle camps. Sometimes by pushing turrets, I can look to play for kills, and only when I feel like a neutral objective is possible to fight in a 5v5 scenario, that's when I'm going to be looking up to join for a team fight, right? Or if I feel like the neutral objective is significant enough, say like an Atakan. But past that, I'm mainly going to try and beat myself. I am a selfish champion. I want to get resources myself. And I'm reading the map state here, and I've just pushed out top lane. I'm thinking to myself, where do I want to try and play the map? And let's also address everything that we're seeing. So, enemy jungle is significantly stronger than mine, 2 levels up. Enemy mid laner is significantly stronger than mine, 2 levels up as well, ahead in CS. We did get the first dragon, allowing us to not necessarily be forced to fight on every dragon, because of course if they have a 3rd or 4th dragon, the game can get very scary. We never want our opponents to get a soul point. I would say the bot lane, we're slightly ahead, but it's not like we have a significant lead in bot lane the way that mid jungle does. And we are ahead against the top lane. Now, if I want to decide who I want to silent against, if I'm either against the Ahri or Jax, it doesn't really matter. I'm stronger than both, and I have one of my crucial power spikes, which is level 11. Remember, at level 11, my ult used me for significantly more than level 6, and so now the question is, where should I be playing the map? Well, I got the top tier 1. I don't feel like I can really reliably play for the top tier 2. So what I'm going to do is recall and match myself into bot lane, because this is where I can get maximum gold income when I play to the bot turret. So I already said, and I'm going to communicate to my team that I indeed want to go and head over to bot lane. And after Talea pushed out the wave, I said, can you go top, me bot, and she listens. Beautiful. So my teammates are getting called in mid, and I see that Varus is matching me in bot lane. And now here's the crucial thing. I think enemy team is really smart doing this, because take a look at the tab right here, and I need to get to good frames so you guys can see it too. Varus has a Blade Rune King. And the Ahri has no way to deal with me. Even though she's 4-0 with 130 CS, I can just push the wave and she can never deal with a health bar that is 4,000. But the Varus, the Blade of the King, can. I have to be a bit more cautious when playing against the Varus, and I can never walk up to him unless I have my ultimate. So when my ultimate is still in 80 seconds cooldown, of course he doesn't know this, I always have to keep him in the back of my head that this guy's playing with the Blade of the King, and so he deserves some respect. But not enough. Now, I see that the turret is about 1/3 of his HP, and my Demolish is ready. So I'm gonna kill him here, and now I'm gonna try and take this turret under his nose. Remember, the lower HP you are, the more your ultimate heals you, and he ends up missing his Q. I think if he hits that Q, this fight can get really close, but because he missed it, I end up killing him, and this is a great way for me to get in the game, because the best XP income in the game is a solo kill. I get the bot tier 1 turret, and crucially now, I also get the side waves, allowing it to reset again. So, even though my teammates end up dying mid, my
Hims has been a godsend for me, and it's easy to use. Every day I spray it on and let it work its magic.
Watching my hairline slowly recede took a real emotional toll on me. Finding Hims turned out to be one of the best decisions I made for myself. It gave me a sense of control again.
I've noticed new texture and a full head of hair now. It's better than when I was in my 20s. Hair growth gave me confidence again in my appearance and my social life. Get back your hair and your confidence. Start today at hims.com.
Emilio died, my Lucian died, and since Al died, I at least get the bot tier 1, and I am fine with my position, and I'm trying to stay onto the map until I have 1.2 gold. Remember, the order of importance is going to be sideways into jungle camps, not the other way around. But yeah, now when Viego shows bolts 4 and 0 level 11, it's pretty tricky for me to try and go for that side wave, so I'm just sticking around the map. Here I'm considering if I should recall, because if I sell my Doran shoot, I would actually have enough for the Heartsteel, but I end up deciding to stay and see if I can get the additional gold required, so I can get my Heartsteel. Here I'm going to tell my Talia to go back to top lane, because ultimately I don't want Jax to, you know, get the top lane turret for free, and I'm going to try and push out both sideways so I can set up a reset. Well, they're making a play on the Jax. Beautiful. I gotta just make sure that they can't kill me. Another thing to talk about is that Mundo has 2 get out of jail free cards. That is either going to be your Flash or Ghost, and the second one is going to be your ultimate. If both are down, you are as useful as a car without wheels. If you have either or, you have tools to always escape any scenario, right? Your ult just allows you to heal movement speed and run away, and paired with Ghost or Flash, you can escape a lot of tricky scenarios. But when either and or both are on cooldown, you have to be significantly more careful. So here, when I don't have ult and flash, you see I'm not going for any wave unless I can guarantee play for it, because the risk of dying is simply too large. So I'm not even walking up here until I verify that I'm allowed to walk up here. And I see Lucian pushing mid wave, nobody's responding, and yeah, here the Viego ends up showing bolt. So the Jax is gonna die top, but what enemy team is trying to do now is play for my bolt tier 1 turret. Normally, if I had my ult, I would just try and utilize my ult and clear their wave, but because I don't have that, and now I verify an army 2, I'm gonna have to leave here because I have nothing to defend myself with. I am just a walking champion with a health bar, but past that, I have nothing. So I have to leave. But here I notice one thing. Take a look at the map. Talia just recalled. Ahri is mid. 3 people are bot. What does that mean? That means now that the stop wave, with the Jax being dead, is exposed. And I'm not looking for anything else other than pushing, and since Talia's not TPing here, I pinged it, and now I'm able to notice wait, she's bot lane. Alright Talia, you go bot lane, I'll go top, because there's nobody to match me right now. Ahri mid, 3 people bot, and Jax is dead. I TP to top, and now I actually get access to the tier 2 turret. Now, the tier 2 turret are the best resource income onto the map, because the tier 1 grants you about 300, tier 2 grants you 700, and a normal wave grants you about 100 gold, cannon wave grants you about 200 gold, so again, normal wave, cannon wave, plus tier 2 turret, boom, that's an additional 1000 gold that I'm gaining here. There we go, there's the cannon wave, 200 gold for us, normal turret, sorry, tier 2 turret, 700 gold, and we get a huge spike of income right here, right? You see, I'm not actively looking for skirmishes, in fact, I'm looking to avoid them, but I'm trying to get to a position on the map where I can maximum gold income, so I put myself up, tier 1, I decide wave reset, and now, because they're playing into bot, I just found a, you know, pocket of tempo to teleport top, and I got the top tier 2 turret as well. When we're taking a look at this game state, after all of those sequences, I would argue that the game state arguably looks worse than before, right? The Viego's gonna reset soon, and he's still 2 levels up. And now I have a Dragon 2, this guy's still 2 levels up. And I would also argue that, yeah, I mean, the AD carry is a little bit even, but I mean, their support definitely can do more than mine, and also as an item spike here. So the game is very hard to play, and I'm still fine putting myself against either Ahri or Jax, but what I also notice here is that I'm actually not even ahead in the XP curve compared to enemy team. I want to try and really be the first one to hit the level 16, because if I'm able to do that, I'll be dominant in this game, right? But I see that Ahri's are level 13, we're not even halfway there. So this game is definitely hard to try and pilot when they're ahead in the XP and ahead in gold. So I'm really happy that I got that tier 2 turret to at least equalize the gold position. And yeah, I'm mostly playing away from enemy team. If they're gonna go top side, I wanna go bot side. If they're bot side, I wanna go top side. And now we're in a crucial position where we also have to decide on itemization, right? So in this position, we have to choose. Are we gonna get our Heartsteel? Are we gonna go for the Max Slipper Titanic Hydra one-shot build? Or are we gonna go for Resistances and go for the Elo build? Now, because we are behind and we have a pretty big health bar, building more damage is not necessarily going to save me, because this guy has a lot of damage, this guy's gonna have a lot of damage, he could even go for Blade Runner King himself, and the Varus already has a Blade Runner King. So even though the Titanic Hydra might help me side lane against this guy and this guy easier, it's going to make it even harder for me to potentially join any skirmish. And so I am forced this game to go for tank, also because there's no other form of tankiness in my team at all. And I will lack a little bit of damage, but I still have 3 carries on my team here too. So I need to go for a tanky build this game. If I build Titanic Hydra as my 3rd item here, I am pretty much trolling, because I will still be able to get killed. And by building tanky here, it's harder to kill me, and that's actually going to allow me to end up dealing more damage in any given skirmish. And remember, the Elo build, generally speaking, is...
We were wondering if Lucian Gold was worth the upgrade, but after the night we just had, he is not going back to the generic stuff. Watching him take Blue Chew Gold is refreshingly simple. One tablet under the tongue.
It's going to be good too, and here I decided to go for a magic resist component first. That is because I'm thinking that they're most likely going to put the Ari against me inside lane over the Jax, and the Nami is also able to amplify his people's damage with magic damage too. Same thing as before. Side waves into turrets, if no turrets, then potential jungle camps. So we're just pushing out the bot waves, we're trying to maximize our gold and EXP income, and now I have my flash and ult, so I also feel pretty confident to do anything for that. Ari is top, ends up getting the turret and killing my Talia, so I mean top lane is completely cooked. But we end up killing the Varus and Jax in mid lane. Not sure how that happened, but you know, we get something to work with. Obviously now my goal is to try and push this bot wave as fast as possible to try and see if I can secure this bot tier 2, because I'm not looking to join the skirmish at all. In fact, if I move mid lane, maybe I get a kill, maybe I get nothing. But by pushing out the side waves, I'm guaranteeing the gold and EXP income by the side waves, but also the potential tier 2 turret, right? And that's where we can get maximum gold. In the meantime, by prioritizing this, I've also climbed up all the way to 10 cents per minute. Now honestly, in the game, remember how Ari had used ult top lane and I saw that? You're not allowed to stand in side lane against anybody. So I'm gonna try and kill this guy, but unfortunately Nami's still alive. I ult here a little bit too early. We get about the entire turret, just barely able to finish it. But yeah, now everybody's back on the map again. Jax is gonna respawn. Right? Ari might get her ult, I don't know the cooldown exactly, but I know it's not gonna be too long because she's playing with Melodies as well. So once we've done side wave into turret, I'm now trying to look for the jungle camp instead. But crucial, I don't have my ult. And remember, what do you do when you don't have your ult? You are not going to be playing as aggressive anymore. You're just more so receiving, not trying to gain anything. So when I see the Jax, I instantly walk away because I know I can't really look for anything extended. I don't have my ult, I gotta back. It's so important to recognize. Right here you see, I'm even flashing in advance because I know we don't have ult. It's just really hard to get out of any scenario. You're just a walking health bar. You're just a walking health bar. So I say this should not be legal, team. I shouldn't be typing. This is some frustration from me. Move fast it. I'll lose you RP. Okay. So yeah, they got me good. I believe the Ari flashed on me, right? So yeah, I dodged the Jax E here. No, not mattering. The Jax is only 1.5 items and I'm almost 2.5. But the Ari is 3 items. So yeah, no, the Jax didn't. Well, Ari didn't even have to flash. Yeah, and so I just ended up dying. Can't really do much about it. Sucks. We push out the mid wave, so at least lose a bit of tempo in that sense. And I believe here we do end up killing the Diego, so at least our team is trading something here. Which, I mean, that was pretty clean by the Sinsal. Let's give it a buck 50. Okay, let's get back to the game. So now level 13, right? And let's address the map one more time. And this is one of the biggest skills that you have to learn to do as well in your games, right? Whenever I'm playing, I'm always pressing tab and keeping tab on everybody's item, right? So I know how strong everybody is. So here I see, well, Ari is, yeah, 6-0, 16 Magi stacks, 200 CS, and level 14. She is the main leader of this game. Diego, also very strong. Still, they're 2 levels up here, 2 levels up here compared to mine, and we're gonna have a neutral fight coming up here. But I also see that, I mean, no flash here, no flash here, no flash here. Hard, really hard to look for the skirmish here, right? So I mean, this next dragon and Atacon is important, but when we're looking at a full 5v5, I have a little bit of item lead against the Jax, and we have a little bit of item lead against the Varus, but past that, they are stronger everywhere else. So let's take a look. I'm gonna be opening up probably into top lane because Ari is pushing it out, and my ult and teleport are coming back up. However, I decide against it because the Viego is still dead, and my teammates, I believe, yeah, end up almost catching the Jax. So top wave is even, but that wave doesn't matter that much because the neutrals are bot side. And so we spawn the Herald mid. Ooh, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Well, we're playing the dragon. Oh, I remember what's going to happen. My idea here was to Herald towards bot lane, and I'm going to use that Herald to try and play for bot tier 2 turret. What ends up happening here is the Herald does nothing, but I've actually baited my team to stay in the river. The Sinzao ends up getting caught by an REE, and the Nami finds an ultimate on all of us, and my team is now somehow getting collapsed on by the Jax and the RE, and we get wiped. Yeah, that sucks, right? Ari is already level 15, and now she just used her ult in front of me, but she now also, you know, might get the chance to play Ratacon, and I'm forced to use my ult because his Viego is super strong too. Now, what should I do after this, right? There's a lot of things to do. We can catch the mid wave, we can catch the top wave, because I'm thinking here, enemy team is most likely playing Ratacon. So my job now is actually going to mid wave and try to see if I can cross map the mid turret, right? I can push out waves, and I can look for turrets. That's my main win con always. But yeah, we got the third dragon, which slows down their soul wing condition, and we can, you know, farm up a little bit more. Fortunately, though, they are going to get the Atacon because I honestly baited my team to walk here. But what I want you to keep note of is that throughout this entire game, right, I got 1 kill here on the Jax at like level 4, and honestly, I can't even recall my other kill. What was my other kill? That's way later. Or was my other kill? Oh, here on the Varus, right? So past that, we haven't really gotten anything done. Okay, but here, after it.
Guess what? Experian Boost is even better because now my monthly insurance payments, my streaming payments, my rent payments, even my phone payments can raise my credit scores instantly. Free.
More ways to build credit. Download the Experian app.
Black mana is ambition. Power at a price. Turning risk into resources. To win, you must move in the shadows, make the hard call, and sacrifice. Do what it takes, no matter the cost. That's Black Widow.
Yeah, the gun, right? We're not looking for kills, we're still trying to get our main and gold and EXP income through waves and turrets. And, well, the Ahri ends up weeping here, and even though she's level 15, right? I just want you to take a look at that. Even though this guy is so mega fat, and she has Sonya's, Magi's, 2.5 items, 606, I should give her a quick reality check that I'm still always going to be her father, so long as she doesn't have ult. Right? Just a little bit of a gentle left up here. But now when I don't have flash, when I don't have ult, remember, be super careful on these waves because you're nothing but a walking health bar. So the second I see people approaching, I'm walking backwards. I simply can't do anything aggressive. You have to be so cautious when those abilities are on cooldown. Game plan is the same. I get to spike to my 3rd item here. I've been able to keep up with my CS numbers. I'm 10 CS per minute. And I spike on my 3rd item. And I'm keeping tabs throughout the game on everybody's XP and items here too. And I see that Ahri's already level 16. The jungler is a little bit more even. My bot lane is fine. And of course, I'm still stronger than the Jax. Okay. So, I don't have ult. If I don't have ult, I'm not looking to join a team fight, period, right? Your use is without your ult, so you always want to wait for that. And now, of course, my next item is going to be the Dead Man's Blade. So, Jax is looking to hover into mid. I should always communicate, and I would just try and do farm sideways. I'm asking for rep buff, because if I get the rep buff, I know that I'm going to be able to fight the Jax 1 relatively easily. And my main goal right now is to try to get to 4 items at level 16. I know at level 16, I will be very strong this game, right? So, Lucian ends up taking the rep buff. That's fine. I tell him to just, you know, don't carry too hard. Yeah, here with rep buff, I get potential kill pressure on the Jax, but that's okay. We just have to let him slide, and yeah, he goes away. That's all good, right? We can't really do much more than this. We do have our ult. I tried to look for an arch support, and instead, mid lane, 5 breaks out the mid lane. So my team is fighting here, and this is an interesting position, right? So I actually killed the Varus, and normally, I would be avoidant of joining these skirmishes because I'm seeing a potential bot to turret here. And remember, a bot to turret is 700 gold, and that is worth more than 2 kills. However, my next minion wave is here. Jax got my wave, and because the next minion wave is so far away, I actually say, okay, you know what? Let's TP in because the odds of me getting these 2 turrets are very low anyways, and if I can get some potential kills here, that could be very good for the game. But then my Lucian dies, my Emilio dies, and they all get away, and now I'm a little bit frustrated because we get nothing in bot lane, but I also use my teleport, and yeah, now the game looks a little bit dire. Okay, so my goal here now is to try and see if I can bait them, and just look at how disciplined I am with my ultimate usage. The lower HP you are, the more health you instantly gain by casting your ultimate, right? But I also want to try and see if I can bait them, and I'm very slow with using my ult ability, because I know that once I use it, I'm going to be useless for the next 1.5 minutes into the map. Because your ult doesn't necessarily, it doesn't lower in cooldown, right? It's still 2 minutes, and only a little bit less, because I have a 10% ability rate. But here, 2 things happen. Talia finds the Ahri with the combo, and I use my ultimate here. And now everything always stays, I get my first shot on here. Crucially, the Ahri finally doesn't have ult, and we finally catch her. The uses Zoya's doesn't matter, and we get a 1k shutdown. I get a 1k shutdown, I get the immunity to turret, I get to kill Diego, I'm level 15, and I see that I'm now very close to my Deadman's Blade as well. And here, like, we've been vegan for 24 minutes, right? I got a few kills here and there. I've been able to stay in the game and stay relevant because of my CS, but now I'm actually going to be very strong. And before I recall, I want to try and see if I can push up the spot wave. So we're going to be instinct with the Baron spawn. I want to try and get to level 16. And if possible, I would love to have 2.9k gold so I can buy my Deadman's Blade in instead of having to, you know, recall and get back on the map again. So I'm going to stay in bot lane, and I'm going to try and look to stay on 2.9k gold, because then I will have my Deadman's Blade. So after getting this wave, I'm going to walk away. I want to try and sell my D-Shield to get my Deadman's, and I'm going to recall. And then randomly, Diego shows up, and the whole Avenger squad shows up. Now, during the game, I was like, I don't have ult, I grieved the game here. But it is 25 minutes in, So even though they kill me in both sides here, it's a little bit of int macro by them, because as a result, they are going to be losing the Baron. It was natural for me to stay on that wave. It's unnatural for enemy team to look for me, and well, they got me. Well done, but they lose the Baron. Of course, this is not necessarily something that I set up. It's just what happens in the game. But crucially now, I'm gonna be level 16. I'm gonna have my 4 items. I'm still gonna prioritize the damage plate over the Titanic Hydra. And now I'm a real monster. This is where Mundo is strong. And even though I'm only 4 and 3, right? I haven't gotten that many kills. I've gotten the top tier 2, mid tier 2, right? I've gotten the bot tier 1, top tier 1. So I've gotten so much gold income throughout the game. And this RE has equal farm to me, more kills and assists, but I have more gold. Because of all the turrets that I've gathered and the farm that I'm taking, right? That is what you're trying to do every mid game as Mundo. So now when I hit my 4 item spike and I get my level 16, now I get a surge of confidence because I understand now that any skirmish that they take, I'm simply unkillable during my ultimate cast, even to the Barons. And my main goal now is to try and play for the bot tier 2 because that's still standing gold on the map. And my last...
Nick needs to change his oil before leaving town for Leo's game. So he went to AutoZone, where he finds the right oil and oil filter fast. So Nick can be that dad.
This item is going to be Titanic Hydra here because now I've got my 4 components of the strong items that I need. I don't have Baron buff, my team does. Since I was on the map now, my whole team is leaving base. So they're trying to make a play on me before my team is able to catch up to me. But, well, I have a level 16 window. And remember, at level 15, if they take your passive, you pick it up, you instantly have it again. So take a look at this iteration here too. Just real, oh, I have my epic pen. Just watch this real quick too, right? When I lose my passive, boom, it goes on cooldown for 15 seconds. I pick it up, I have it instantly again. So, well, I just made this Jack look like a fool, and I took 3/4 of his health bar with one quick Nida Chuck combo. Okay, so, I mean, I'm chasing up my Qs, I'm getting my passive again. That's why you should always prioritize your passive as possible, unless it's simply too far away like in that iteration, and the Jax ends up dying, giving us full tempo. Now, for the first time in the game, I feel like we're leading. Doesn't matter, and this tier 2 turret now is going to be mine. Unfortunately, my AD carry finds a way to die, right? That's kind of been the name of the game. My teammates haven't made this a very easy game for me to play. I lose my Demolish, but we're still absolutely strong here. I have my ult, and well, we're gonna join this team fight simply because we can. Fight Varus. I think nothing here is too special. Always kiting towards my passive if I can, but yeah, it was too far away. Now I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna change the RE here. I don't know where the Viego's at. Back to push. Sorry, it's cringe when I say it like that. I just need the song, you know. But yeah, no, so there we go. We push the wave in, we get the Baron buff from the Emilio, and we're trying to get the inhib turret down with the inhib before the Jax and the Bears are going to respawn. So we end up doing so, and I stay on the map a little bit longer to try and get to, yeah, I mean, they're chasing me all the way here, and I'm trying to get to my Titanic Hydra before I recall, which I do so now. And so now I'm full build, and if we take a look at the map, right, even though I've only gotten 4 kills, right, I am full build at minute 29, which is pretty fast. Both teams have 2 dragons, and now it's mostly going to be a matter of teamfight execution. I see that my Lucian is almost on 4 items, Varus on 3, but the Ahri is almost full build, right? This Viego should have his 3rd item as well. Their mid jungle is still strongest. I would say both is even, and I'm stronger than Jax. Multiple ways to play out this game now. Aaron is up in 2 minutes. Dragon's up in 2 minutes. If I join a team fight, I'm of course going to be strong. And if that's not going to be the play, then I can always just try and push side with game pressure through that, because neither Ahri or Jax
Well, that was that. I'll be playing some chess pretty soon. Taking chess challenges. If you guys are down, I'm doing chess.com. My gamer tag is, like, I leveled up. I don't know what that means. Cool. Holy Crow 91. I'm down for challenges. Send me your challenge. Okay, this shit's fucking rigged. Alright. That one. Do this. If you guys are down, you want to play me in chess, send a challenge. I'll fight you. My rating is floating around 700 right now. So, it is what it is. Solve some puzzles. Get it
In this
done.
puzzle,
Now
your goal is to promote your pawn.
My goal is to promote the pawn, so fucking let's go promote the pawn. There it is. Cool. Magnus talks so much. White to move. Check. Give me my queen. Cool. Next. I'm sitting around 700, so these puzzles are kind of boring. Imagine. White to move. Check. Take the queen. Doom. And you push that pawn up after that. The puzzle is done. Great. Fantastic even. Look, right back to where we should be. Some cool air, please. Holy shit, it is hot. My friend should be getting off work pretty soon. And we'll see what's up. Chess challenges are up. What's the name of the game called? Fucking yo. What's up? Last I let off was getting all the files. Yeah. On insanity mode. So, salute. Resident Evil Requiem, taking chess challenges in between.
Resident Evil.
I am not the best chess player, but I'm better than you. Let's go. Holy Crap 91. I'm in the part where you gotta sneak away from the little girls.
Stay away. Stay away. Get back. Don't come any closer. No, get back! Get back!
Hey! What are you doing? What was that?
Now we're gonna wait here until they pass by. We're gonna change the ambiance. What's happening right now? Here we go. I'm gonna play some songs to get your mind off of it.
You got a tiny willy, not a big bamboo. It's only an inch, I got longer pubes. Just a little bulbous head with barely any shaft. You a small, big money, yeah. Bomba clock. Well, you met a nice girl and you got her all wet. But when you get inside, she says, is it in yet? She pushed you off and she went back home. She don't want no man with a tiny little chodo. Got a tiny willy, not a big bamboo. It's only an inch, I got long pubes. Just a little bulbous head with barely any shaft. You a small, big money, yeah. Bomba cloud. Where they say Jamaican men always have a big cock. You may as well have vagina and be wearing a frock. You can hardly see it, looks like a tiny little clit. Fits in a pencil sharp in a not even a tight fit. Oh, got a tiny willy, not a big bamboo. It's only an inch, I got longer pubes. Just a little bulbous head with barely any shaft. You a small, big man, yeah. Bomba cloud. Just so small, look so tiny cause you got big balls. Can't tell if it's even soft or hard. More pork toothpick than pork sword. It looks so shrunken, small and dinky, tiny and pathetic like a baby's winky. No, she ain't gonna ride you like a champion jockey. Cause you got a tiny willy, yeah. Pointless cocky. You got a tiny willy, not a big bamboo. It's only an inch, I got longer pubes. Just a little bulbous head with barely any shaft. You a small dick man, yeah. Bumba clock. Well, she took off all the clothes and she unzipped your zipper. She was wanting a good ride, but not on the Little Dipper. Oh, you got a tiny willy, not a big bamboo. It's only an inch, I got longer pubes. Just a little bulbous head with barely any shaft. You a small dick man, yeah. Bumba clock. Melissa! I'm drunk and outside.
Where we at?
I'm drunk and outside.
That's where we at.
Good vibe, good energy. We outside, we outside. Good vibe, good energy. We outside tonight. Melissa, I'm drunk and outside. Hey, come on, turn up the place. Everybody matching the place. Turn up the place. We outside till morning day. Melissa, pass me the rum. Melissa, we outside for fun. Melissa, hey, hey, hey. I'm drunk and outside. Melissa, pass me the rum. Melissa, we outside for fun. Melissa, hey, hey, hey. I'm drunk and outside. Hands up high, wave to the sky. Everybody loose, nobody shy. Dance all night under the light. Whole crew outside. Yeah, the vibe too nice. Rum in my cup, DJ turn it up. Everybody moving, nobody giving up. Call my phone, tell the whole gang, bring everybody come. Oh no, 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 no. We not going home. Outside energy till the morning come. No, 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 no. We still feeling nice. One more bottle, one more time tonight. Melissa, pass me the rum. Melissa, we outside for fun. Melissa, hey, hey, hey. I'm drunk and outside. Hey, I'm drunk and outside. Die, 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 die. Hey. Good vibe, good energy. We outside, we outside. Good vibe, good energy. We outside tonight. Melissa, pass me the rum. Melissa, we outside for Oh, yo, yo, yo. Na, 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 na. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 why you moaning? Yeah, why you complaining? I know the sun's not shining. Yeah, it's always raining. But if you come to my place, I give you what you're craving. Yeah, I'll give all of your insides a good rearranging. We can go down to the beach and go skinny dipping. Then I get your boom boom all nice, wet and dripping. I got a nice big bamboo. You can come for good ride. Cause I'm a good grind man and I'll bust deep inside. So why you moaning? Yeah, why you complaining? I know the sun's not shining. Yeah, it's always raining. But if you come my place, I give you what you're craving. Yeah, I give all your insides a good rearranging. So come on, me want spend some time with you. Come play with my big bamboo. I'll give you a body wash. If you really want me to, I got a big dirty cock. I wanna stick inside you and squirt all my man juice really.
Not a bad dream, is a dream. Why are you complaining?
I know the sun's not shining, it's always raining. But if you come to my place, I give you what you're craving. Yeah, I'll give all of your insides a good rearranging. A good rearranging.
What the hell?
Oh my God, these feelings just begun. I'm saying things I've never said, doing things I've never done. Oh my God, when I see you I shoot it right. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Feeling feelings I feel about us. Try to fight it, but it's never enough. My heart is hurting, it's not that I crush. Cause I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes cause my heart goes oh my God, can't believe what I've become. I'm thinking things I shouldn't think, singing songs I've never sung. Oh my God, when I see you I should run. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Feeling feelings I feel about us. Try to fight it, but it's never enough. My heart is hurting, it's not that I crush. Cause I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes cause my heart goes
We followed the stairs. That's what happened. Motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes. New York City.
You are now rapping with 50 Cent. You gotta love it.
I just wanna chill and twist the lot. Watch on my 745. You drive me crazy, shorty. I need to see you, feel you next to me. I provide everything you need, and I like your style. I don't wanna see you cry. Got some questions that I got to ask, and I hope you can come up with answers, baby girl. It's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me, girl? It's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me, girl?
If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? If I didn't smell so good, would you still hug me? If
If I got locked up and sentenced to a quarter century, could I count on you to be there to support me mentally? If I went back to a hoopty for my bands, would you poof and disappear like some of my friends? If I was hit and I was hurt, would you be by my side? If it was time to put in work, would you be down to ride? I get out and kill a nigga, cap, chill and drive. I'm asking questions to find out how you feel inside. If I ain't rap cause I flip burgers at Burger King, would you be ashamed to tell your friends you're feeling me? In the bed if I use my tongue, would you like that? If I wrote you a love letter, would you write that? Now we can have a little drink, you know, a nightcap, and we can go do what you like, I know you like that. Like, girl, it's easy to love me now. You love me up and down and out. Would you still have love for me, girl? It's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Now would you leave me if you found out I was thugging? Do you believe me when I tell you, you the one I'm loving? Are you mad cause I'm asking you 21 questions? You my soulmate cause if
girl, you're a blessing.
Do you trust me enough to tell me your dreams? I'm staring at you trying to figure how you got them dreams. If I was down, would you say things to make me smile? I treat you how you want to be treated, just teach me how. If I was with some other chick and someone happened to see, and when you asked me about it, I said it wasn't me. Would you believe me or up and leave me? How deep is our bond if that's all it takes for you to be gone? We only humans, girl, we make mistakes. To make it up, I do whatever it takes. I love you like a fat kid love cake. You know my style, I say anything to make you smile. Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me in a bed? Could you love me on a bus? I'll ask 21 questions, and they all about us. Could you love me in a bed? Could you love me on a bus? I'll ask 21 questions, and they all about us.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5.
Mambo number 5.
One, two, three, four, five. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna.
From what?
Last week, I must say,
it wasn't even nearby.
And Rita, and as I continue, you know they're getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really beg you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sport. Anything it's all good. Let me jump in, please turn in the trumpet. A little bit of in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little bit of you makes me your man. Number 5. Jump up and down and move it all around. Shake your hand to the sound, put your hands on the ground. Take one step left and one step right. One to the front and one to the side. Clap your hands once and clap your hands twice. And if it looks like this, then you're doing it. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little bit of you makes me your man. little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little bit of you makes me your man. I do all too fall in love with a girl like you. You can't run, you can't hide, you and me gonna touch the sky. Mambo number 5.
As we do this because it said the first coffin I interact with. So
Stay away.
average shit.
What was that? Please, someone help me.
Might end the stream soon. Let's see what's up. Haven't really gotten much interaction from you guys, so I don't think I'll be missing too much if I do decide to call it. Yeah. Good little bitches. Okay, she's pissing me off. Alright. He's like, hello, okay, this, the Mama God. It's completion in 200. No, lights off.
What is this place?
I just sent you the coordinates.
Did you know? Guys, as much as I don't want to play, I don't want to play. Laters.